పాస్ అయింది అనుకోండి సార్. ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ అలా ఫోన్ అనగానే ఉండదండి. అందులో ఇప్పుడు చూస్తే ప్రతి ఒక్క దగ్గర ఫోన్ ఉంటుంది. కిడ్నాప్ అయినప్పుడు ఇప్పుడు ఆ ఫోన్ వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఉంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక వీడియో చూసారనుకోండి, ఇంటికి రాలేదని మా పేరెంట్స్ టెన్షన్ ప్యానిక్ అవుతారు. సో అమ్మాయి పోతే వాళ్ళకి కొంచెం భయం వేసి ఫోన్లో చూస్తారు. సో అక్కడ ప్లేస్లో ఏదైనా అలాంటి టైంలో సేవ్ చేయడానికి ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. అండ్ వరదలు కానీ ఇలాంటి ప్లేస్లో వాడి దగ్గర ఫోన్ ఉందండి. బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, వాడు ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తాడు ఖర్చు చేయడానికి, ఎక్కడున్నాడో తెలియడానికి కూడా ఫోన్ ఈ పని యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ప్లస్ దొంగతనం సార్ వీటిలన్నిటిలో రేడియేషన్ రాకుండా ఉండడానికి RFID యూజ్ చేస్తాం. లెస్ పాపులేషన్ కూడా చాలా తక్కువ అవుతుంది.
I'm Charan.
Charan?
Yeah.
Yes, that's great.
Nice to meet you. So you here for the pitching or are you taking your time?
Yeah, I attend often.
Okay.
Not every Saturday.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And what do you do?
I'm a software engineer intern at a startup here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called Asian Dynamics.
Oh, Asian.
Yeah.
Christian, right?
Yeah, Christian.
Yeah.
I work with
Yeah. What are you doing, Charan?
So today I'm going to pitch about a spin-out idea that we have.
Oh, okay. Very. This is in biomedical, something like that?
Sort of. It's actually off topic for biotech and pharma this time.
Oh, okay.
It's more like for the masses.
Uh-huh.
So it's an application that can generate applications for you
Oh, okay.
without using a lot of AI.
Right.
Yeah, it's like an unconventional first application.
Right. Excellent. Right.
Yeah.
We all know today is Gen AI and intelligence.
Yeah. So Gen AI, everybody's using it like almost everything.
Right.
What we're trying to do is use it where it's actually really good at. Like it's good at gap filling rather than using everything from scratch. So we produce things from scratch without AI and then ask AI to fill in the gaps so that the application is that's my question. Still a long way to go. I'm actually here for feedback and stuff.
Yeah.
So please feel free to roast my pitch deck or my presentation and everything. We might have met before back in one of the Google developers events here. Yeah. You're the person that works on a kitchen robot, but a much affordable version, right? Kind of, maybe, like at least that's what I remember. I have it on. Yeah, I was an organizer back in that. Yes, that's and we did stuff. I did recognize you, but I didn't.
Okay, good evening or good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Diwakar, manager at Andhra University Incubation Council, AHUB. Welcome to Startup Saturdays, a forum for innovators, entrepreneurs, investors, and other startup enthusiasts. As Srinivas, who used to host this show, says, we shouldn't waste time of those who attended on time while waiting for others who are late. So let's get started. This forum is organized by AHUB and our partners. AHUB is an independent Section 8 company constituted within Andhra University. AHUB has a two-part mission. One, it is a regular incubator with all the usual support services for any incubator. Two, it also leads the institution's Innovation Council of Andhra University. In its second role, AHUB promotes and encourages innovation and entrepreneurship among students and faculty on campus and in the region. Before we begin, I'd like to ask everyone to introduce yourself. Let's pass the mic around. Quick introductions, just name and affiliation.
Good evening, one and all. I am Kula Prasad, founder of AskATZ Gramin Store. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Charan Manikanta. I'm a software engineer intern at Asian Dynamic Solution, a startup here at AHUB. Good evening everyone. My name is Giridhar Patnaik. I'm from a company called Dreambot. We're into AI and robotics.
Hello everyone, I'm Chiranjeevi. I work with Dreambot as a robotics engineer. I am planning to start my own collaborative robot company.
Good evening, everyone. I am Lokesh Shilkori from Geoinformatics, second year, Andhra University.
Good evening everyone, I'm Shivani. I'm working as conference strategist and internet arm.
Good evening all, I'm Charita. I'm an internet arm and a student at ECMS.
Good evening everyone, I am Pranav, CSC 4th year. Currently as a working part of E4 Club.
Okay, and we have the speaker. I guess you'll introduce yourself after a little while. So, thank you all for coming. We have Manikanta, I think you're presenting
Yes,
your
yes.
startup pitch,
Yeah.
and we have a student who you're presenting your idea pitch. Okay. So, a warm welcome to all speakers, guests, and attendees. I'm sure we'll have a few others who will join us. Thank you for joining us today. This forum's purpose is to establish and build an integrated ecosystem with a variety of supports for entrepreneurs. It is open to everyone, and we hope you will take full advantage of it by participating and contributing. If you're wondering what can and does happen in these sessions, here is a brief outline. First segment is Show Me the Money. This is a segment where Charita, did I get that name right?
Yes, sir.
You keep messing up your name. Charita, our grants management student intern, presents details about sources of funding and usually presents deadlines of next upcoming grants. Then we have a technical talk. Each session has a different topic, bringing in experts, sharing their expertise and experience. Then we have pitching, startup pitching, and then idea pitching. So if you have a startup you want to pitch, this is a great platform to practice your pitch and sharpen it. Same thing with idea pitches. Then we have an open mic. Anybody can share their thoughts on anything that they might find relevant to this forum. We put in the effort to organize these and we're having fun. The more you engage, the more you derive. A few basic rules before we commence the meeting. Kindly put your mobile phones on silent mode. Please refrain from entering or exiting the session while the speaker is delivering their presentation. Please wait until the speaker concludes their session. Please refrain from cross-talk or side conversations. It is distracting. If you're pitching today and have a presentation, please send your presentations to me or Pranav. I think both of you. I don't know if I have your presentation.
I actually sent in a link which you'll probably have to open in the browser.
Okay, to my WhatsApp you sent.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll open it. So startup pitches have 10 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes to present, and 3 to 4 minutes for Q&A. Idea pitches usually have 3 minutes, but depending on the time, we can try and extend that. We request the audience to reserve your questions for the designated Q&A period for each segment, and if the speaker is engaging question answers, please follow the lead of the speaker. So Charita is here with a short presentation on the funding sources. She is systematically covering a range of sources of funding. Today she will focus on funding from closed network. Charita, show us some money.
Good evening everyone, I'm Charita. I'm a student at AU ECMS and I'm also an intern at AHUB. So today we'll discuss about investments on closed network as a source of funding. So before that, the past three sessions, we first discussed about various sources of funding and for different startups. And today we learn about investments on closed networks. So securing investments on closed networks means raising funds from your close network of people like your friends, family or acquaintances. So it could be anybody you know or you would want to know in your own personal circle. So it's commonly used by startups during the early stages of funding and then it's usually based on relationships. So unlike venture capitals or angel investors or any banks, so this depends upon how is your relationship with the particular member, either your family or friend. So and it has a very informal approach rather than like a structured business plan and all this. It's a kind of laid back way. And often a lot of startups in their initial stages prefer closed networks. So let's see what are the different investment forms which are used, which useful. So first, loans. So they get loans from, as you get, it's similar to ones you get at bank, but the interest rate can be lower. And equity investments, they could give you money for like a percentage of share, and they could just give you money as a gift. And convertible notes are kind of similar to debentures, where the short-term debt where startups or businesses can issue into the investors so that they can convert them later. And crowdfunding is where like multiple people together, not just one person but a group of friends and families together could help you with your startup. And then how could you make it, how could you secure the investment? Like what is the exact process? So you should be able to present your business idea professionally. So like how you would go talk to like a proper investor, you should talk to them like that. So you should be able to outline the various risks and profits clearly, and it is always preferable to use formal agreements. So make sure there are actually legal agreements involved, and then set clear expectations that okay, this is a startup. Just because you're investing or like I am starting it doesn't mean I'm going to give you, I can't guarantee your profits back. So you have to outline, like make sure the expectations are set clear. And then keep communicating regularly so that this is happening, this is the progress, or we are not doing anything like now. You have to communicate clearly. And then set boundaries. So there should be a very clear boundary between personal and professional lives. And then, why is it advantageous? Why should I prefer this type of source of funding? So again, it's based on trust, so that they'll know, okay, I can trust these people, they'll know you can trust me. Then flexible terms, so you could kind of pay early, pay late. They are not like fixed terms. And then speed, so they are quicker to acquire than any other source of funding. And they might be a very low interest because you know them, or they might not have any interest at all. And then why is it not preferable? So your relationship is at risk. So even if you know them or you don't, even if you're clear or not clear, there might be a little friction in a relationship because of the money aspect. And then the amount they could give you is very limited. Even though you get money from them, the amount is very less, so it might not be sufficient to fund your whole business. And then lack of expertise. So when you prefer venture capitals or angel investors, they come with some amount of expertise in the particular sector, so they might be able to guide you. But your friends or family members might not have as much of expertise as anybody else. Okay, how do you make sure the risk is mitigated so that you can reduce risk as much as possible? So you have to only raise the amount of money that you need, not extra, not less. And separate financial and emotional aspects. Make sure your personal boundaries and your professional boundaries are clear. Don't you could follow practices like not talking about your startups when there is when you're in a family setting, or like when you're together with other people. Create an exit plan. So you have to make sure you know how to repay the money or when to stop taking the money. And these are a few companies which have successfully started businesses and through funding from closed networks. Amazon, Snapchat, Google, Nykaa, Disney, Dell, Apple. These are just few of the examples. There are like a lot of everyday brands that have started from taking sources from closed network. And then, so at the end, there's no one particular source of funding which is either very good without any risks or without only profits. So you have to choose which source of funding is correct for you at that particular stage with respect to your sector. So closed network offers a very critical, very strong foundation, but it also has a lot of things at risk, like your trust with your family, and also your limited amount of money you could get. So they deliver emotional backing, flexibility, and a deeper understanding, but at the same time comes with a few risks. So continuing with today's Show Me the Money. So we have UNICEF Venture Fund. It's a grant they're looking for open source technology, frontier technology, which helps to create a change for children. They're offering about up to $100,000 USD with equity fee funding, and they want companies in AI, machine learning, or blockchain. So the deadline has been pushed back to Jan 7th, 2025. So you could get more details or apply for the fund and the given website. If anybody wants to click a picture of the website, you could. Thank you.
Thank you, Charita. Now let's move on to the main part of today's session. Before I invite today's speaker, a few words about the feature session we have. If you're wondering how we pick our speakers for these technical sessions, here is a brief explanation. We focus at 4 levels to explore entrepreneurship and bring you the best of ideas and depth of understanding. We look at the individual, the company, the sector, and the ecosystem. Each level has a distinct set of challenges and opportunities, suitable set of skills and resources, and provides a level of understanding of entrepreneurship. If you're already an entrepreneur, these talks will help you understand the journey. If you're considering it or are just exploring, these talks will give you a great intro into the journey. Today we will focus on the company. We planned this session on the sidelines of TiE Global Summit in Bengaluru a week ago. Mr. Rao Cherukuri has been a charter member of TiE Vizag and has been an innovator, founder, investor, and advisor to startups. He went through the startup journey several times over. Yesterday, we had an open interactive session with a few startups at AHA. As always, there is more to the person than what meets the eye. He's touring India now for 2 months, scoping for good startups to be associated with. He is a partner in Falconex, an organization providing a range of services for startups across the globe to position them to be globally competitive. His primary interest, as he shared with me yesterday, is to see that startups from this region are made globally competitive. So we are in good company. There is a lot to explore. He has a lot to share. So please feel free to ask questions. This is an interactive session. Ask me anything is what we are calling it. But I didn't announce it because I don't know if that is a phrase that people use. But this is an Ask Me Anything session. So he will lead the conversation, and as he allows questions, please follow his lead. Thank you, and let's welcome Mr. Rao.
Stay there or
You can move around. There is a mic here. Please speak into the mic because there are people watching online.
Okay, that's good. So if they have to see me, I have to be somewhere here, right?
You can walk around. This is
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The entire stage is visible.
Okay, good. Thank you, Devakar, for that introduction, and it's great to interact with all of you today. And entrepreneurship, as he said, it's a factual session. I can ask questions, you can ask me the same questions, right? So, how many of you are familiar with Industrial Revolution? Let me start with that. Have you heard of the Industrial Revolution?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which one are we in today?
It started in the 1900s.
Oh.
20th century.
We are right now in the AI revolution.
Good. So we are in the 4th, and probably we can combine this going to be a 5th also soon.
Yeah.
We are in the 4th Industrial Revolution, in late 18th century. The first Industrial Revolution started with the invention of the steam engine, steam power, right? That's why before that, people were used to travel using horses and other mechanisms. But the steam engines came, railways and other things came in that changed the life. What is the concept of Industrial Revolution is, anytime something big happens, the lifestyle of the people change. That is the fundamental thing, right? The lifestyle of people change from horses to trains and other things, right? The second is Industrial Revolution happened. What was that? Electricity. As the electricity came in, you could manufacture things and a lot of things can be automated, light, you can work in the night. Suddenly that allowed the, lifestyle side several changes. Then third, we are actually kind of part of third, digital revolution, right? Computers came in. When I started my early stage, personal computing, that was a big change. People never thought one could use a computer and then do things, right? That used to be IBM mainframes and other things. So third was another big change. And fourth one, from 2010 onwards, what we are witnessing is a kind of fourth and going soon to be fifth. We're very close. Data-driven, smart world. An example would be Giridhar here is trying to automate and then bring in a robotic-based cooking machine, right? So we are looking at now not only the computers for leveraging, but using the smart, data-driven, the smart world. A Tesla car, for example, self-driving car, right? Soon we'll be, whatever we are doing, actually machines will be doing it for ourselves, right? So that's kind of the revolution we're looking at. So personally, is that my story? Let me talk briefly about myself. I hail from a small village in near Chirala, a village where I had to travel to another village to do my high school, etc. Then I went to Chirala College for my 12th standard. From there I went to NIT Trichy for my computer science, and then worked in Chennai for a couple of years. I moved to US in '89. Okay. Let me talk about that little journey. I studied in a Telugu medium. You can think of, right, village. There was no real background for me to be an entrepreneur or anything like that. Went to Trichy, worked in a first company. We innovated in personal computer. First 386-based personal computer was designed by us in India. So that's when Microsoft and a few companies from US came and hired us. That's how I landed. So the one thing that really helped me as a entrepreneur, choosing the first job. So I could get into any company, good company at that time, but I chose one company that was trying to develop this personal computer. So Inchem Electronics in Chennai. There were ONGC and other companies there, but I chose the right company, right, say product opportunity, R&D opportunity. That helped me to be here today to talk about my entrepreneurial journey. How many of you want to be already entrepreneur? How many of you want to be entrepreneurs which are not? Great to see that and the response. Okay, in that case, we can have a good interactive session today. So feel free to ask any question. But just to give you a summary of my entrepreneurial journey, I am a co-founder for 7 startup companies. Once I landed in US, in the Silicon Valley, so I went to Microsoft first and I said, no, Microsoft is not for me. And then came to Silicon Valley. That's where the startup ecosystem is very much there, right? So I looked at the personal computing journey. 93, 94, there is the internet wave, right? That is the kind of revolution. Part of the industry 3.0, 4.0 revolution happened there, right? So we were trying to develop a product for the connectivity, for the front-end connectivity, last mile. There's a technology called ATM. I was talking about the ATM, asynchronous transfer mode technology, that gives the connectivity, right? So on the land side, with all the benefits of quality of service, etc. So that there was a lot of hype about it, but market demand was not there after we developed the product, right? So in a way, those days, Indian entrepreneurs working on startups, very hard. Nobody will fund you at that time. There was no concept of venture capital that much for Indian entrepreneurs, right? So it was hard for us to go through that journey for 1.5 years, no compensation, nothing, putting our own borrowed money, friends and my family, had to send my daughter back to India, can't support her, that kind of situation. But that is the journey that we went to learn quite a bit about from the failure. The failure, what we understood was, okay, if there is no market demand for it, there's no point developing it. There's a lot of hype about it, like AI hype, ATM hype was there, but whatever we are doing, there was no market demand for it. ATM to the desktop never became real. So, at the same time, we're great engineers. So, some venture capitalists came and said, hey, if you can be relevant in the internet world, we can fund you. right? So one thing we learned about the market demand. Second thing is how can you be relevant in the current market and that has the potential of becoming big. That is the key learning from that. Then we started Ramp Networks. We raised money, venture capital money, and then built the first internet access router for small office, home office. Right? First router, whatever you see, router is from us. From me personally, I worked on that. Then there was troublesome because that market was like taking a beating. We went into security, and then we went public in '99. Later, Checkpoint acquired us. That is the story of. I'm trying to be very fast here. So then that is a good positive story. That's when I kind of got a lot of confidence. Yes, I can continue to be an entrepreneur. Then invested and started another company called Euclid in early 2000. After I seed funded the company, markets went down 2000. Then it's very hard to raise venture capital for most of the companies. Luckily, we raised $37 million in the most difficult times in early 2000 for Euclid. But still, 2000 to 2005 is a tough time. Though we survived, but our investors who invested the money, a lot of money in the company, decided not to support because of their internal issues. So suddenly we had to take a forced exit of the company. We got some good exit from a common stock point of view. Later on, the company that acquired us didn't make it. That means whatever investment I personally made, whatever money that investors made, all that's gone. That's a big learning. The important thing, the learning there is raising right capital from the right investors for a good opportunity is very important. So if you're looking at the long-term opportunity, the ecosystem of investors, founders, employees, all of them matter. So if you're doing something small is okay. If you're doing something really good, something long-term, the important thing is ecosystem. It's not just the idea alone, it's the ecosystem that matters a lot. That's a learning. Another company that I did, S3, in 2008, same thing, similar situation, markets went down, wrong investor ecosystem shut down. Later on, Perspica, that was acquired by Cisco, CloudKnox, that was acquired by Microsoft, and the recent one that we raised capital for is the ZipStack. Lightspeed Ventures invested in that. I'll talk more about that one. Right? So in a way, out of 7 companies that I co-founded, 1 went public, 3 exits, 2 didn't make it, 1 is active now. That's a kind of very high-level summary. From that, what I learned quite a bit is about how do you approach starting a company? How do you kind of build the right ecosystem to succeed? And I yesterday also talked quite a bit about that one. So we can be interactive about that today, right? So there's lots of learning from my journey here. So what we felt, since I was there I'm still there in Silicon Valley, I had the opportunity to get that kind of support from mentors, experts. Thai organization just started at that time. Then funding source, a lot of funding sources are available. We talked about source of funding. If you're looking at like Microsoft, Amazon, all of them raise lots and lots of capital. Amazon, for example, raised lots of money. Have you heard of Databricks this week?
Databricks, the game development?
Databricks is a data analytics company, a Spark analytics company that raised $10 billion this week. A private company raising $10 billion. Can you think of it? So if you're looking at big concept, you have to have the support from the right investors. Unfortunately, those investors are not accessible from Vizag area. They have to have the great connections. So some of them are there now in Bangalore and other places, right? So what we felt was, I think, given the current hype about the AI, right? Industry 4.0 or 5.0, now we can think whatever way. Lots of opportunities for entrepreneurs. It doesn't matter where you are. Sitting in Vizag, you could come up with a great concept, right? Deliver a world-class product. That is the opportunity there, right? But how are you going to get there? Important thing is now we have to compete at the global level. So competing at the global level, I have to say that we are lagging behind. Not only here, in general, India itself is lagging behind. So name any big company, top few companies out there in the world. You already know. Microsoft.
Yeah.
Google.
Apple, Google, Microsoft.
But most of these companies, again, managed by Indian CEOs right now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, but no, there are great companies coming from China, Israel, of course, always US. But what are the great companies from India in the global market? Can you name any?
Not many. Tata maybe one.
We are the ones creating the products. We are the people managing the big companies. But why can't we develop a product for the global market? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. That is the reason I'm here, going around with different cities and talking to potential, entrepreneurs, how to think big and how do you get help for the great idea. How do you get the fostering that idea to the global market? So we started this effort in 2018 at the organization called ForConnex. Say, how do you shape the global startups for success? So a global ForConnex is a platform. We have we put our own investment today. Then we have mentors and experts who are highly successful in the Silicon Valley area and the global areas. And we have corporates, customers, right? We have the small accelerator fund. We also have venture fund, right? So we have a program called GIB, Global Immersion Program. What it does is, it actually gives you all kinds of 360 view of what it takes to build a global company. Starting from idea to presentations to pitching to getting customers, go-to-market strategy, anything. So it's a good program, that we designed, and we have that program. So we are very well connected with Hyderabad T-Hub and global incubate like Estonia, Brazil, everywhere. I think, why are you doing what you're doing? Where is the big market problem? There's a big market problem out there, and that problem is real now. And then we are the ones that can solve that better than anybody else, ideally, right? And if we solve it, and here is how I'm going to make money. Here is my business model. And when we do that, and if this is going to be my segment, I'm going to create a new segment, or I'm going to be disrupting an existing segment. Create a new segment, or so creating a new segment. Other day I'm talking to Giri and talking about, hey, if you're looking at this disrupting the kitchen cooking environment in a human-less environment, right? So you are are you creating a new one, a robotic cooking machine, right? Robotic kitchen, right? So today, when you talk about robotic kitchen, I haven't heard before, right? So I'm maybe hearing it the first time. So for me, that could be a new category. If you're creating a new category, then the challenge would be, how do you bring the awareness about the new category to the people, customers and partners? And that's going to be challenging. You have to put a lot of money into it, right? Or if you are going to be disrupting an existing category, then your job is going to be, why you, right? What is the differentiation? We have some patentable idea in that others can't touch it, or we have the 2 years of barriers of entry to get there, right? So that's how one has to think about the opportunity, right? So if you think that way, then the good part for all of you is that there are a lot of capital available today. If you look at who are the top richest people in the world? Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Larry Page, but all of them are, what is the common thing there? They're all started technology companies, right? So the technology guys are the leading. That means opportunities are plenty for technology people. There's so much of capital available. I have lots of friends in the venture capital world. They're all dying to invest in right opportunities. Okay, their job is to invest, but thing is, but your job is to go there to that level, meet their boss. Don't think there is no capital. Capital is available for right opportunities always. So personally, I'm involved not only in the ForConnex. We have a venture fund in Hyderabad called India Partners. We have $150 million of technology companies. So check on indiapartners.vc.com. So you can look at the portfolio on the board there. So look at, primarily we have office in Hyderabad and Bangalore. So typically we're looking at entrepreneurs in those regions. We invest in Darwinbox, it's $1 billion company now. Strut Automation, Zuluri, KIST. So in fact, Sachin Tendulkar joined our advisory board, KIST, recently. So what I'm saying is, lot of money capital available, right? But we have to understand the global ecosystem, how it works, then go meet that bar. Okay. Whenever you're looking at an opportunity, think of, okay, is it going to be a good enough opportunity to pursue and then attract the capital? Then the lots of information available all over out there today for you, resources wise. Maybe not here. I think the Parthenex, one thing we talked about was the global immersion program. A global immersion program, when we get these startups, we actually make them come to Silicon Valley, stay there for 3 weeks. We go through this entire program and then get you ready to get the right capital for you or access to the right customers for you, all that stuff, right? So I'm not trying to simplify this, it's a daunting task. Understanding the market, understanding the opportunity, why you think you will succeed, creating all that, it's a lot of process. And people in Silicon Valley, they have a lot of exposure, they're able to do it quickly because they already know. Even then, what is the success rate of startup companies in India? 5%. 5%. So majority of the startup companies fail. A lot of the startup, every entrepreneur thinks their baby is good, right? Which is fine, nothing wrong in that. But thing is only markets can accept only certain products and technologies. So you make sure that if you understand, if you go to ChatGPT and type in what are the success factors for a startup company, you have an answer. So you internally calculate and say, hey, can I meet the bar of this successful startup criteria? If you're able to do that, you have a winning formula. The other good thing is you have a lot of capital available. We may not be sitting in the Vizag, may be difficult, but again, if you go to Bangalore or Hyderabad, we can introduce you to a lot of VC folks if you have the great idea, right? There's a lot of capital available. So explore these opportunities. But as an entrepreneur, as I said, coming from a small village and then going to, in Telugu medium, going to Chirala, that too. V.R. Sanvaran College is known for a Storepuram gang those days. Okay? That's the reason I went to NIT Trichy. I didn't want to study in Andhra at all. I was a radically violent student. Okay? So from there, I have chosen the right path towards entrepreneurship. That's one thing I have done in my life very well. So choosing the first job is very important.
Maybe the first thing is like you got more interested in your subject, that's why you got into research and development, develop the products of all this stuff, and got into entrepreneurship is what I developed. You liked it and you staying in love.
Yeah, you're right. I think partly in me is my entrepreneur. I don't want to take the small, hey, I wanted to get a good job and good people to TCS, Infosys. I could easily do that. I didn't want to choose that path. So there's already an entrepreneur in me that made it. So what I'm suggesting is when those difficult days, try to do it. In the current days, anybody, with a good intention, idea behind it, capability, can do it. So opportunities are plenty. That's what I'm trying to tell you to explore that further. Any more questions? Yeah.
Actually, stock market trading and kind of technical indicators, calculations, strategies, like kind of I'm building a B2B API for the customers. They can submit a strategy. The thing is, anyone can design a strategy. Moreover, the technical interest can be connected one-to-one.
Right.
So, product is ready almost.
Right.
So, what happens? I'm going to use the API for the topic.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question. What is the market you're going after?
It is going to be self-aware. In the later stages, the AI will fetch the data from that engine.
That's a technical. So, if you ask Facebook, right, I said connect people.
Correct. Yeah. So trading is easy.
Making trading is easy is the opportunity that you're going after. So, why do you think you'll win?
Because I face the same issue and I cracked it.
But that's what I said, right? Is it a real problem, the customer, every customer? See, right now, one thing I talked about, a customer has a problem and solving it. That is it. Solving a customer problem.
Yes.
Are you solving a market problem? Is the question. Market means not only you having a problem, the 10 million people having the same problem, and they are asking for the solution.
Almost every developer is asking the same question. I mean, the source or try zero or whatever. They
Right.
ask for the technical indicators information as an API.
Right.
They don't have.
Right. No, no, that's a good idea. So if you believe in that, okay, 10 million other developers are having the same problem, like think of Postman, for example, right? Have you heard of Postman?
Yeah.
Okay, Postman evolved that same way. The guy had a problem. A developer has a problem, and he developed a something for himself, open source it, and he made it free, right? So the other thing, what he done cleverly was, he kind of got his awareness very easily. If you think you think this problem is common across, how do you get those awareness going to all the 10 million other developers, right? If you can make it available to all of them, they use it at some point, and you can build a business out of it. And Postman, for example, they have lots of traction. They made open source lots of using. There was no business model for it. So they don't know how to make money for it, right? That's when the PLG, the platform-led product-led growth kind of opportunity came in. Then they leveraged it, right? So there is one thing is solving a problem, getting customers. Think of Google, Facebook, right? All of us use Google, Facebook free. They figured out make money through other means, advertisement or other means, right? So it's not only solving problem or getting customers. How do you monetize it? Number one. Number two, can it be sustainable advantage? Whatever you're doing, can it be sustainable? Once you put out there, 10 other developers can do the same thing what you did. Then how are you going to justify that?
It's very difficult.
Exactly. I'm just giving some hints so that instead of me asking this, tomorrow some investor asks the same question, you need to be ready to answer that. So what is your barrier of entry? What is your sustainable advantage? How are you going to build this business and reach that market, right? So Facebook's example, when Facebook was there, MySpace was there, Friendster was there, right? Why Facebook, right? Facebook answered one question. He said, MySpace is going after maybe normal people. Friendster is going after dating people. I am going after the Ivy Leagues. Why Ivy Leagues? Ivy Leagues know the internet really well. Ivy Leagues use the interactions every day. They're spending more time, right? So he had the go-to-market angle for it, and he already proved it, right? So sometimes, investors want to pick the leader. If you think this concept can be delivered by 10 other people, they will wait. Okay, who is going to win from this 10? I'll pick the leader and invest in it heavily, right? So they picked the Facebook and invested heavily in that. All others dead. So these are some of the practical things one has to understand. I mean, we get excited about the opportunity. There's a problem out there. You're solving the problem. Great, but can you build a business out of that?
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, per API request based kind of.
Yeah, I think the good thing is, markets evolve such a way that from business people to now adaptability going to the developers right now. Postman and several others focused on developers, and they're getting good traction. There's a lot of money available to chasing this kind of business models. Now your job is to kind of say you will be the leader, you will win.
Yeah.
So you'll have to think through. I mean, I'm not having all the answers right now. Think through. When you think you have great answers, right or wrong, it doesn't matter. You have a great answer, convincing answer to investors. There are investors who are looking to take this on that. Right.
Firstly, you mentioned about you went to US in the year of 1989. And you picked the right opportunity going into a product-based company, and it's a risk kind of a thing. Is it, correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah, I started developing my own product.
You started developing your own product. During this time, I have two questions. This is one part of the question. During that time, who is that support? Who is that cushion for you when you're getting to this ladder of being an entrepreneur? The first question. The second question is, I myself being from a HR background, I'm a HR entrepreneur. It's been almost 10 plus years my entrepreneurship journey started. And the first question for me is, I born here and I grew up here and I started working in Bangalore, Hyderabad, and different locations. The first thing I question myself is, next after my generation, my kid, when he comes, he'll also study here, he'll go somewhere. I don't want to repeat this kind of a cycle, so that's where I felt like I want to create something here. So I'm building on that. But there's one point which you mentioned,
you don't get VCs right here, but if you go to Hyderabad or Bangalore, there could be more opportunities. How could someone from Vizag can get that kind of support VCs in Vizag also? So there are two questions. Your question and how can Visakhapatnam can get good VCs?
So good question. One is, how can you get a support from the initial days to get going? The second is, how can we, access the venture capital people from sitting in Vizag, right? So when I started my, as I said, right, there was, in early 90s, no investors would invest in early entrepreneurs like us in India. Indian entrepreneurs are taboo at that time, right? Today, everybody wants to invest in Indian entrepreneurs. Those days, nobody wants. But we have ideas. We failed, and I tried PC motherboard and Intel. If you look at the hardware-wise, Intel started the 386, 486, 25 megahertz, 50 megahertz internally, right? The true 50 megahertz, we built a motherboard, but nobody wants to buy it because peripherals were not 50 megahertz, they're 25 megahertz, right? We built motherboard. So Intel changed the strategy from DX2, internally 50 but externally 25, right? So that was a failure for me. I'm just talking about technique, you understand the technical terms. So that was a failure for me. I tried it. Then I tried the Internet Wave ATM, right? So that Cushion was friends and family those days. My friend was there. We put our own complete savings into it, right? We borrowed money on the credit cards. As I said, we were about to bankrupt at that point, right? So, and one thing is that helped us, that convinced investors that, okay, these guys are great engineers, great motivated founders. That's what they got, right? That's when they said, okay, come back with the right fundable opportunity. We went with the opportunity great, but again, that's not fundable at that time, right? So then we created a fundable opportunity. The way he's asking the question, I have to go through the exercise of what is criteria that investors are looking for. When I meet, how do I meet the criteria, and then went after that. Then they invested in me, right? So coming to second question, Vizag, again, we have a Thai, here, Agnes Srinivas is there, of course, Deva. They have connections in the global level, including investors. They can, that's again one of the ways, one of the Thai's objective is to that, right? Help the entrepreneurs. Parknex is an organization, in fact, we are well connected with the Hyderabad level today, and that's what I'm going to arrange a meeting with AHAB and Parknex, so we will be connected. So if you have great plan and you can come to any of these organizations, would help you to connect. So, or personally, you can always reach out to me, and I'm, yeah. So I think there are lots of resources available for anybody. Sitting in a village, you can actually develop something. Sitting in a village, you can develop something. You can access the investors also. Okay, one thing is, if you're looking to raise capital from the US VCs, typically they expect the founders to be in US. That's a learning I have. Zipstack, my 3 co-founders are in Chennai today, and we are trying to raise more money from the US VCs, but US VCs are asking the founders to move to Silicon Valley. Not even if they are in Chicago, they'll ask them to move to Silicon Valley. That's how, because they think it's, even Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg was in Boston. He said, no, if you come to Silicon Valley, then only we'll give you money. That is an ecosystem. Like if you're looking at building a global, long-lasting company, and you're looking at hundreds of millions of dollars, that is the criteria. Right? He was moved to US. Okay? So these are all the, right. I think we're running out of time, I think.
No, you can close out.
Yeah, thank you. I think, entrepreneurial journey is risky, no doubt. Very low percentage of, success, etc. But other day I was telling, the biggest risk is not take move on, especially given the current situation. So we're all here to help you in any way we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Raghav. That was a very interesting journey, and I'm sure everybody is excited about it. And so, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, we should turn the tide, and everybody should move to AHAB.
Conclusion.
But yeah, that's a lot of information that we got from Mr. Rao, and hopefully we can keep in touch and we'll build a relationship with Falconex, and through that relationship we can leverage that relationship to build companies and help startups here. Thank you very much. So now we have startup pitches. There is one startup pitch.
Yes.
Manikanta, please join me here and I'll open up the. Jaipur? So you have 10 minutes, 7 minutes for the pitch and 3 minutes for Q&A. You can come up here and talk, or you can use the mic, whatever you want. Of course, you have to. Yeah. Please.
Wonderful evening to everyone. Okay, a lot of energy in the room today after that talk. So this is more like.
No.
So this is more like an idea pitch rather than a startup pitch. This may look confusing. So we're still ideating stuff. So this is GenPod. I'm sorry, I forgot to make an introduction. I'm Charan Manikanta. I'm a software engineer intern at Agent Dynamic Solutions, a startup at AHUB. So today I'm going to talk about an idea that we've been cooking for a couple of months now. We call it GenPod. So what we're trying to do is we want to create an app that would let anybody build production-ready applications in less than a week. So that's the goal. So let's start off with some problems. So what exactly are we trying to solve? So like I said, we want to help people build production-ready SaaS applications, to get more specific, in less than a week. So a complete SaaS application for an indie hacker for niche use cases would take something between 3 to 6 weeks. And for an enterprise-grade application, that could take almost about 3 to 6 months or even longer. And most of this application development needs to be done by developers who relentlessly have to go through manual setups of what framework is the latest and how has anything that they've been using for quite a bit has changed over time when they start building the application, and all kinds of setup experiences. And also, they should be able to write quality code so that in the long run, they're able to maintain, upgrade that application, or modify it according to their use case, depending on how their business turns out, right? So these are the problems that we are trying to address. What if we are able to do all of that in less than a week? Is what we're trying to really think about. So the solution that we came up with is GenPod. It's an app that lets you generate applications through simple information architecture graphs like the one you see over there. And so the part benefit is that you can develop a big chunk of your application's code base almost instantly as you design through that graph. So please watch the demo closely. I think it's clear enough.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah, let me try. Unfortunately, I cannot zoom in. You'll probably have to bear with it. Don't worry, it's visually okay. That should be fine. So if you can look at it, what we call that graph as an information architecture graph. The purple ones, as you can see, are like the pages of an application that like multiple screens that are part of an application, and the red and blue and orange nodes that you see are like the action items that are part of that screen or part of that application. So this one's a simple one. Let me take you through the demo. There's the graph. You can draw it, you can modify it. Right now I'm just going to keep it static just to run through the demo. And you can give your app a name, a description, save the info, hit on generate, and instantly view the preview of your application. So what it does is it gives you a static landing page for your business, a login workflow that you can later implement on yourself, and a full stack application. Right now this is only the front end we're able to generate, no full stack. But if you look at the graph, all the elements that you see in the graph exist. And all of this happens without AI so far. So we've seen a lot of people do this with AI, maybe ChatGPT APIs and Anthropic, Claude, Sonnet 3.5, but this one happens entirely algorithmically. I'll take you through that in a bit. That's for the demo. The application works quite nicely. Hope it's not yeah, that's about it. And this is our team. That's me, and the middle is Dr. Radhakrishna, and the other one is Pradhan Reddy, our new intern engineer. He's helping me build parts of GenPod. So here's how we've been doing this, right? Like the first experiment, we developed a tiny prototype, which I demoed here like a couple of months ago, which was able to only generate the navigation pieces of an application. And after that, we went on to improve the UI UX, like how good it looks like right now. Back then, it wasn't as much. And after that, we improved the app to generate more UI pieces, like the pop-ups that you've just seen and everything. And we are right now working on implementing generative AI to generate content pieces and also improve the UI of the overall app generated so that the application is much more full. And after that, we are going to integrate backend generation with our core product, Nimbus, and other popular, probably other popular backend technologies to create this front-end application into a full-stack application, all in the same time frame that I described, 1 week. And after that, we're going to launch GenPod as a pilot testing program where, to a closed set of early users. You can actually sign up later in this presentation. So what about other AI tools and AGI coming in? So there are a lot of tools taking advantage of advanced features like talking to the code terminal, making use of the computer by looking at screenshots and analyzing what is wrong with the output of certain code, right? So there are a lot of features, and Replit, people like Replit does it, people like Versal V0 does it, and other AIs. What we are looking at is we're not trying to do this exact same thing, but we're trying to complement those abilities. So GenPod uses graphs to figure out what exactly needs to happen for the generation, right? Is that settled? So this graph that you're looking at can actually serve as an efficient context, like a Google map for the AI agent to efficiently navigate through your code base without having to read every single line of your code, identify issues and fix it. And AI is not really that great at building stuff from scratch that is ready for manual human intervention and upgrades and everything. So with GenPod, all the code that is produced follows certain design patterns that are high quality. So the code base that you'd be looking at, if at all, is going to be really good. And AI would only fill in the gaps because that's what AI does best. So for the end, we are looking for advisors who has experience in similar space, maybe like SaaS and other AI technologies, to guide us, shape our company. Like we're trying to build this turn this into a company. We're still working on the market part, so people that can help us with our go-to-market strategy, understand what market we'd be part of, that would be helpful. We're looking for that type of people. If you want to sign up for the waitlist, you can go to genpod.co. The waitlist form is up. And if you want to get in touch, hello@genpod.co. That's your email address. Thank you.
Any questions?
Sure.
Hi. One recommendation and then a question. First of all, this application for me is something where you have an existing application, say for example Uber or Zomato. Then I want to build it, this may be useful. But generally from someone building from the scratch, and they are not sure about what the outcome is also. Initially everything they build is an assumption. So once they go to the market and they fix it, I mean they get the user feedback and then come back and again do the iterations. No? So that's how the product builds on over the period of time. So that is what generally a traditional listing. So how do you fit this one is the question for me, as well as the recommendation that generally it is for something you have already. Maybe the copycats can be happen in your listing is what my at this point of time analysis or observation.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. So thank you so much for the suggestion. First off, we are totally thinking about it. You're right. The product builds as someone understands their business and the market and everything else, right? So we are still figuring out if they cannot start the graph from scratch, we are exploring areas where we could implement generative AI so that the person can talk about their business and the initial graph could be generated by the generative AI system itself. So maybe then they can upgrade it, they can hire a bunch of developers to hop on the graph, on their code base, and work through it. That's what we are thinking. So like I said, this is still an idea. Thank you so much for your feedback. And we will work towards the copycats. There's a lot of work that needs to be done.
So like, when you are getting first of all, when the user enters to the login, if you want to build a product or something, you have to understand its customer segments and all of this stuff actually as an inputs. Then if you the information architecture model, which was generally generated by the user, must be generated by the by the generative AI, and the application is going to develop. So what kind of a significance it's going to, so where are you going to make money?
So the code base that you just, the application that you just saw, it looks really simple. The information architecture graph is like very tiny, but for a particular use case or a full-fledged application, the graph would be much more complex. And based on that graph, we are able to generate a code base that is very extensible. Like, that's a huge claim that I'm making at this point. But what we aim to do is we'd like to generate a code base that is easy for a developer to hop on and extend features on it.
Okay,
yeah.
so like after the MVP, if it was
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
then he can work on further building all this stuff.
Extend it himself.
Okay, and there's some other thing. We generally want to kind of attributes like data modeling. So we want to make the database parameters so that we can integrate it to the API and we gonna do this. Is data modeling gonna available in this?
Yeah, soon. That's like our phase 5-ish is what if you look at the spot, that's phase 5 what we still need to get there. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. You can continue the conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Then we have an idea pitch. Let's get through this as quickly as possible. We don't usually allow idea pitches presentation. You have 15 slides. I don't think you have the time for that. 10 minutes, sir. Okay? We're already at 5:15 almost, so I have announcements to make. So let's say 5 to 7 minutes. Let's run through it quick.
Good evening, everyone. I am Lokesh Shilukuri from Andhra University, BTech second year informatics. Coming to this, my startup, Fourier.c, it is a technology-based model. So, how many members are free about your mobiles, where the stolen by thieves and forgot on some places? Please raise it. How many members are free about?
Okay, we have an alternative to complain to authorities, but we want to manage ourselves.
Hey, you're running out of time.
I will give the best solution for that. Coming to the problem, general people are afraid of losing their mobiles and laptops and other electronic devices. That fear is implanted in most of us, including me. When you forgot your mobiles are stolen by thieves, we cannot find that. With the help of when you given complaint to the police station, they took their complaint because when your mobile is more than 20,000, if okay with that condition, if your mobile is about 20,000 rupees, first they ask 4 conditions. IMEI number. It was inserted in the mobile back side. So many people that don't know that number was very useful to them. So many people are remove that sticker. And second one is GPS and AGPS. GPS and AGPS is useful for find your mobiles. And third one is mobile number. By mobile number we can trace the mobiles. now we can see the existing systems. There are well-known existing systems are there. Find My Device. Find My Device was invented by Google. It's in Google. This platform works with online and both online and offline systems. Coming to GPS and AGPS, GPS is used to find the exact location of the mobile. GPS is accurate and reliable on only clear days. It works by communicating directly with satellites. And coming to the AGPS, AGPS is especially useful in areas where there's no clear line on sight to satellites, such as forests and mountains and skyscrapers. These are the existing sources. These are the web page of Find My Device. This is the Find My Device web page. Coming to the every system, there has some limitations. Find My Device has a limitation. If your mobile is switch off, then the Find My Device is worthless. And coming to the GPS and AGPS, GPS and AGPS works only with the help of internet. Only with the help of internet. If when your mobile is stolen, then the thief was switch off your mobile. Then GPS and AGPS does not work, and Find My Devices also does not work. And so many members have a doubt. Apple Mobile we cannot
get your solution. You know this.
Okay, sir. This is the proposed system by me. To overcome all these problems and limitations, we come up with an innovative idea, making a chip with using an GIS software and nanotechnology. This chip is nothing but RFID, radio frequency identification. This radio frequency identification have less power consumption and send the signals to antenna, and antenna send the signals to the satellites. Due to RFID this chip is inserted in the phone hardware. In the process of manufacturing of the mobile, there is some sort hardware in the process of manufacturing a mobile integrated circuit, and the chip was inserted in the mobile with the help of fabrication in the place of integrated circuit. In this part we have two mobiles, and mobile one and there is a parental mobile and child mobile, and the chip was inserted in the child mobile, and we have developed an app which is using with GIS satellites, software. In this developed map, there are two types of maps: satellite maps and GIS maps.
Guru, can I ask a question? Let's move to this because you're out of time. Now, phone RFID పెడతాను, right? You're saying that you'll insert an RFID into this phone, and if I lose my phone, now how do I track it? How do I find it?
సార్ ఇప్పుడు చిప్ అనేది ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తా ఉన్నాను కదా సార్, ఆ చిప్ అనేది డైరెక్ట్ గా మీ పేరెంటల్ మొబైల్ లో ఉంటుంది. సారీ, చైల్డ్ మొబైల్ లో ఉంటుంది. చైల్డ్ మొబైల్
పేరెంటల్ మొబైల్ ఉండాలా?
లేదు సార్, ఇప్పుడు మీ మొబైల్ లో చిప్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసాం సార్. మీ తరపున వాళ్ళు వేరే మీ వైఫ్ ని తీసుకోండి సార్. మీ వైఫ్ ఫోన్ కి యాప్ అనేది డౌన్లోడ్ చేసాం. మీ ఫోన్ యొక్క లొకేషన్ అనేది డైరెక్ట్ గా ఆ యాప్ లో ప్రెసెంట్ అయి ఉంటుంది.
Thank you. Sorry.
This is the app web. This is the app web, and this is the satellite. The location will send the signals to the satellites, and satellites give, and from satellites to gives to the signals to the parental mobile exact location. Merits of these proposed system: it will work in all places, forests and mountains. It will work with internet or without internet, and it will work if your mobile is switched off. Like child mobile is switched off, it will work because the chip was inserted in the child phone, and it directly link up to the parental mobile. And the parental mobile, the developed app is there, and sends the location to the parental mobile. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Now you you tell me that I can't escape from my wife regardless of where I go.
So I will develop privacy and security also, sir.
Thank you. This is good. This is good. Keep working on it. I know you are competing for the Half Prize competition.
Yes, sir.
So keep working on it, and we can meet again later.
Yes,
Maybe
sir.
this forum will not have an opportunity before your finals in February.
Yes, sir.
Because we don't repeat
Jan month end.
presentations. So yeah, we can meet again later, and you have others in this forum you can connect with. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you all. Few announcements before we close. I will do the AHAB announcements, and I'll call on Srinivas to quickly give us TIE announcements. IKP Hackathon, the next one will be on February 4th. The last one, AP EPTCL, was a grand success. It was sponsored by AP EPTCL. It was a grand success. We had excellent entries, and 6 lakhs in prize money was won by several teams. So now they're negotiating contracts, and most likely for organizing it, we'll get some cut for AHAB. So we'll see. But once the contracts are done, we'll get to know more. Genie AI was the winner, and a team from AU won the second prize. So we are very excited about how it went, and now we're working on this next hackathon, which will be around chemical engineering. We still have to finalize the exact sector, and we'll keep you posted. So please stay tuned. The launch and level up workshops, which we conduct in partnership with TIE. The next series will start in January 2025. This is a 6-workshop series, and it will go from January to June. Each workshop is 1,500. It's a 2-day workshop, once every month. So each one is 1,500 rupees, and if you enroll for all 6, it will be 7,200, and it comes with a free associate membership for TIE Vizag chapter. Students, it will be 750 for each workshop and 3,600 for the series, and you will get a TIE student membership for free with TIE Vizag chapter. Each workshop, of course, you'll get lunch and refreshments. It's a 2-day workshop, so please be.
It's not free time membership, 50% off.
50% off for students, okay.
No.
Oh, for all of you, okay. That's why I said TIE announcement should come from Srinivas. Half Prize, as you saw one of the pictures here, Half Prize is taking shape. The competition on campus is coming together. This is a student competition focused on social enterprises connecting with sustainable development goals. AHAB supports this effort. Last year we were very happy to see that there were lots of teams that they competed. There were 10 finalists, and one of them went to the nationals. So once they get to nationals, if they get selected, they go past into this 3rd phase of digital incubation, and then they have an in-person incubation in London for 2 months or something, all expenses paid, and then they will compete. If they win that round, they'll compete among the last 6 finalists for a $1 million prize. So it's all organized by students. Half Prize is not a student organization, but all the competitions are organized by students on campuses, and it's an exciting competition. If you are not familiar with it, get in touch with Half Prize organizers on campus. So, TIE announcements, do we have any other than demo days, which is starting in February 15th? So we are organizing, or we're going to organize demo days that's open for students, academic departments, startups, anything innovation that you want to present. We will give you more details as we get closer. February 15th is the first. Okay, why don't you come on up for all the 9 announcements.
Good afternoon. I guess still up. For those of you who are other university students, you have an entry into the workshops for the entrepreneurship and early stage entrepreneurs and startup workshops. Those can be free for you. If you are an current Andhra University student, you need to talk to Divakar and probably bribe him, because there are 10 entries, out of which if there are more than that applicants from there, then he's going to pick and choose. So that's something that we would strongly recommend, because one of the things that's happening at AHAB is there are mentoring sessions that are going on with Shavia, who's been doing a fantastic job with financial mentoring, some of them who've taken advantage of that are here, and like Divakar is expanding that, taking a little longer. Yeah, go ahead. Divakar is expanding on that because we want AHUB to be a much more stronger incubation system, and for that incubator to happen, we need to provide a lot more services, and for that services, these are some of the things that we are doing. Now, some of the people who attended that financial mentoring sessions with Shravya had mentioned that, hey, these 45 minutes are not enough, we need something which is longer, and also we'd like to have some templates that will help us move forward. Well, we've been having workshops for the 8 months this year, and a lot of people did not take advantage of it, even though we've been screaming about it a lot of times. So you can't have your cake and eat it too if you're not going to participate in the workshops which are right there conveniently in AHUB itself, and then say, well, I need longer sessions with mentors, because that's what is happening in the workshops. For the TIU, there is a competition that happens at a global level. University level students with their startups can come and present their ideas, and we are going to do a little bit of mentoring, and then we will have a chapter level finals here. We already have Andhra University, GITAM, IIAM, and WIT-AP as members. We believe that KLU and RVR and JC College also. We expect KLU and Siddhartha and others to be joining shortly, and so it's going to be an exciting year this year. If you want to compete at the global level, this is something that you should definitely look at, because the judges will come from different areas, and people like him usually are there judging these competitions, and they're fantastic startups, and if you want to compete globally, that's a really good place to work at. Coming back to the workshops, for the students, there is no 50% off. You do get the 1,000 rupees membership for free if you take the workshops. But if you're a startup and you want to take the workshops and you pay that entire series of 7,200 rupees, then you get 50% off the 10,000 rupees per year fee that you pay, not the full 10,000 off. And then people will join the workshop and people will join the workshop, and then they get 10,000 rupees off, and they won't show up for the workshops because I'm just getting a discounted fee. So I just wanted to mention that we have a Thai Women program that we just concluded. There was a fantastic Thai Global Summit that some of us have been to, where thousands of entrepreneurs had gone, and some of them had gone on to a retreat. The senior members, called charter members in Thai, that last year we got, or rather this year, we got started with the Thai Women program a little late in June or July of this year. But we don't want to make the same mistake, so we're going to get started in January of 2025 itself and get people ready so that by the time we come around that, for 9th to 12th graders, we're going to probably have one more batch, supposed to start on next Saturday. We'll see if we can do that or if we have to push it by a week or two. Thank you.
February 14th, February 15th you mentioned.
Yeah.
Does the University of IM will be also part of it?
Yeah, anybody can participate. Whatever we are doing here, February 15th happens to be the third Saturday in February. So that's the startup Saturday. What we have decided to do is, rather than do a 1.5 hour startup Saturday, we'd actually like to do a demo day for at least 3 hours, if not 4 hours, where people can showcase their innovations and show off. We'll get a lot of people to come in and watch, and while that's happening, we will also have speakers come and address people. And one of the things that we'll also be doing is, we want people who failed in their enterprises, people who did not succeed, tried to start and did not succeed, or did not started, failed, and then succeeded, failed, succeeded, and so on, right? Different combinations. we basically want to make sure that people understand that failure is okay. And you need to fail, most likely you will be in the failure part before you become a successful entrepreneur. And so everybody is invited. The only thing is, if we get a lot of entries, then we are going to screen those entries. But otherwise, there is no restriction as of now. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. That membership program, it reminds me, we concluded the second cohort last week. Yeah, a week before today. We concluded the second cohort and we got very positive reviews from all the mentees so far. So we are expanding it. We will have the next cohort start right after Pongal holidays. And it will be 9 startups in the next cohort. And we will have 3 taking financial planning and governance, 3 on compliance, and compliance as in accounting and all the other compliance requirements you have as a company. And the third cohort will focus on product development, technology and product development. So that's how we're planning it. So total 9 startups will be the next cohort. Will start right after Pongal holidays. Along with that program, we're also starting a student mentorship program. Those of you who might want to enroll into the workshops might benefit from also being in the student mentorship program. We will start that right after Pongal holidays. We are currently working on structuring it. So that will be a cohort of 8 students, 2 batches. So we'll get you more details as we go forward. So mentoring program is taking shape. Thanks to TIE, we have all these other programs. As you probably noticed, we reach out from high school students all the way to startups. So we try to cover as many demographics as possible. If we see any demographic that has any slight disadvantage, we try to reach out to them too. So, is there something I missed?
I was wondering if you could give an extension of 2 minutes. I know we ran out of time.
Extension are we out?
Yep.
Okay, so you can say.
No, not for me.
Extension of 2 minutes to do.
For one open mic pitch.
Open mic pitch.
At least one.
Okay, I know Raugar is heading to the airport, so
6
that's
o'clock.
the
6 o'clock.
I know. Look, come on. Who is it? Oh, is there anybody who wants to share anything for open mic? Is that what you wanted to say? We do these open mic sessions if anybody has a thought that they want to share, any idea that they want to pitch, but idea pitches please hold off. If anybody wants to share anything.
1 minute only.
Okay, having no sense one picture.
I have thanks. I want to say very thanks actually, sir. I'm really happy for the session which you have really done because I understand how the innovation.
If it is vote of thanks, you can always connect later.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So our next session of Startup Saturdays will be on Jan 4th. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday season, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's welcome 2025 on a cheerful note. In half an hour from now, we will have been there, done that here. Speaking to Mr. Ramana, a forest officer that worked tirelessly on documenting butterfly species in Eastern Ghats. It was a monumental effort, meticulously documenting more than 190 species of butterflies in the hills around Vizag. So that's about half an hour from now. Thank you all for another wonderful session. Let's gather together for a group picture. While you're doing that, you can provide us some feedback. For this session. Thank you. Please come forward. Let's make it fast so Rao can leave and reach his airplane or something.